Okay, we have page 271, number 70. A golf club being swung at 44 meters per second hits look out, a .046 kilogram golf ball, and that golf club has a mass of .220 kilograms. Now, this is a very, very involved problem, and what I've done here is just shown you the final answer to this, and we assume in this problem, something that wasn't stated as you read number 70, is that the club swings through and continues on its path. And when we learned about momentum, we could have just taken mass times velocity and it all gets transferred, but then we assume that the golf club stops right there, and that's not what's happening in this case. I did solve it all by substitution. I had to go to Mr. Waters a couple times to make sure I was not violating the rules of algebra, and using a long process, which I've simplified here, following this arrow, we come up with the velocity of the ball is going to be equal to 2 times the initial, or VC1, of the club, the velocity of the club of 1, and that will be divided by the mass of the ball over the mass of the club plus 1. It took him and I a couple times to make sure I was doing all the substitution right. We verified it, we checked it, and then we did the substitution. That comes up with the velocity of the ball here being the velocity of the ball being equal to 2 times 44, 2 times the velocity, and then in the bottom substituting in the mass of the ball over the mass of the club plus 1. When I initially solved this problem, I came up with 100 meters per second. I'm like, well, wait a second, that's not quite right. That's way too fast. And if you put this together and solve it up correctly algebraically, you end up with 7, I can't draw a 7 with this. How about this? 72.78 meters per second. If you were very inclined to try the algebra, it's a lot of work. I do have the solution, and I'll save that. I won't throw it out. And you can check my work and make sure I did it right. I believe the book has 73 meters per second, of course, using significant digits. That makes sense. 72.78 is close enough for our work. So there it is. That took me probably about 15 minutes, plus about 5 minutes of trips to Mr. Waters. So if you are brave enough, you can try that.